privilege to be speaking at the biggest trade union and labour movement event, I believe, in the world, in Durham. And thank you to the DMA for the invitation to speak. And as Alan has said, I am asking you all to become a friend of the Gala today. If you're not a friend, please sign up before you leave, because what I can tell you, if everyone on this field becomes a friend, this Gala's future is secure forever. Standing here today, I have a very visual image of both Davy Hopper and Davy Guy. Two people who have left behind a fantastic legacy, a legacy that is about bringing communities together, campaigning against discrimination and for social justice. I also have to say it's great to be sharing the platform with so many other brilliant speakers, but I do have to particularly pick out Angela Rayner and Jeremy Corbyn, who are my UNISON comrades. And it's great to be speaking here on behalf of UNISON, the public sector union representing 1.3 million members, 1 million of whom are women. How fantastic is that? And the level, look, the level of funding cuts across our public services is unsustainable and is an absolute disgrace. And that's why we're seeing a crisis in the NHS, a crisis in social care, a crisis in local government, a crisis in police and in education. And we're seeing the human impact and the effects of privatisation, which, let's be clear, is about nothing more than putting profit before people, and it's outrageous. And what that means in reality for people is the elderly, our loved ones, being lucky to get 15-minute care visits in their home, people being forced to sell their homes to buy care, young people leaving university with massive debts. The cost of housing is completely unaffordable for many, particularly the young. Our libraries are closing, our Sure Start centres are closing, childcare is unaffordable, and it is a sad reality that under this government all our public services are facing a crisis. And this is a government that continues to tell us there is no alternative to austerity. Well, I tell you what, yes, there absolutely is. Austerity is just another word for class war, and we've had enough of it. And, you know, public sector workers see the reality of this austerity and this Tory government's political decisions every day. Every day, nurses, porters, care workers, social workers, ambulance staff, teaching assistants, the police and others, the list goes on. And we're seeing the reality of those cuts and the impact they're having on some of the most vulnerable in our society. And has already been mentioned, the impact of those cuts and privatisation in the recent Grenfell Tower tragedy. And let us be clear, it is not the public sector workers who are to blame. The people to blame for that tragedy are squarely the government. A government obsessed with selling off our services to profiteers. And you ask a simple question, don't you? Don't you? How do these profiteers make money? I tell you how they make money. They make money by driving down wages. They make money by exploiting workers, and they make money by doing away with, as what has already been mentioned, so-called red tape. We know that red tape is actually health and safety legislation, and health and safety legislation saves lives every day of the week, and we must fight to maintain it. And then I have to say, I find it nauseating. The government comes on the telly praising public sector workers who respond tremendously daily, whilst at the same time voting to keep a pay cap, which is in reality a continuation of 7 years of pay cuts. 7 years that have seen people's wages falling behind the cost of living, having to use food banks. Food banks in 2017, really? Worried about how to feed their families. out how to pay the bills. I tell you what, this government are hypocrites. And we say from UNISON, we will not accept further pay cuts from you, and we will take action. And that's why I'm pleased UNISON has launched our national pay campaign called Pay Up Now, because we are going to smash this public sector pay cut, and we are going to make them pay wages that public sector workers deserve. And you know, and I've seen a few T-shirts with this on today. It's often said you cannot trust the Tories with the NHS, but that's only part of the story. You cannot trust them with local councils, with schools, with the police. You can't trust them to create decent jobs, to build the economy, or to look after our pensions, as our waspy women know all too well. A shout out to you. But I tell you who you can trust. You can trust public sector workers. So why don't we show our appreciation to those public sector champions who work hard every day of the week in spite of attacks from this Tory government? And I tell you, people have had enough of being told there's no money for public services or for pay rises. I find it astonishing. Whilst Theresa May and her cabinet say there is no money, suddenly overnight there's £1 billion to prop up a government of chaos. It's an absolute disgrace. And we also know that in this region the Tories thought, great, we've got a general election, we're going to make gains. They sent their big hitters up, but we sent them away. And they didn't make gains because we know what the Tory policies mean for us. Over 60,000 public sector jobs lost, with a human and an economic cost. The biggest cuts to local government funding. Essential services gone because of the lack of funding. The highest rate of unemployment in the country. The highest rate of young people's unemployment. Young people not able to get jobs or training opportunities. And that's why I'm pleased that we saw such a massive positive response to the Labour manifesto in this region. A manifesto that UNISON was proud to support wholeheartedly. People have had enough of being told that there is no other way. We've had enough of seeing the gap between the rich and the poor growing on a daily basis. And I tell you, UNISON will continue to defend our public services. We'll continue to challenge their cuts. We'll defend workers' rights. We'll eradicate 0 hours contracts and low pay. We'll fight for everyone to get at least a national proper living wage. As has been said, sometimes as individuals you think, what can I do? But when we come together collectively, we can and we do make a difference. So let's send a message from us today, from this magnificent socialist event. We will not accept this government's policies on austerity. We won't accept attacks in our workplaces and our communities. We will stand together, and together we will deliver a Labour government with Durham Corbyn as the next Prime Minister to the many, not the few. Thank you.